Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placements. Let's get into it. So the first card you have Aquarius today is the ladder, and this is number 27. So 2, 7 and 9 are coming through strong with this energy. Further down it says 7 of spades. So letter is nothing but communication. Like it could actually be a letter like in the olden times. It comes like a letter, a document in an envelope, a sealed envelope. This also could be like an official paper that you're waiting for, maybe some kind of communication, maybe some kind of a document from some government office or from some other office. Nowadays, a lot of it is done online. This can also be an online document or communication that you receive. But it's like a very impactful information, like very important, like something like getting into college or getting a job, an offer letter, some kind of important, maybe a warranty or a guarantee note of some device you purchased, or it could be some other transactional document, maybe from a bank or maybe from a foreign agency, some kind of paperwork which is really important. Something like we see a certificate and a diploma or a bill, which is, important for us to save, maybe for taxation purposes. Taxation season is also upon us, so some of you could be dealing with those kind of documents as well. But mainly, it's like, or it could even be an invitation to a wedding or some other kind of event. But whatever this is more on the lines of an official document, something like you tie up on a contract with an agency. So something which is official, like you bought a car, you bought a vehicle, or any other kind of, vehicle. It's like a loan document, or it's something like a refund or something which is really important. You need to file, you need to put it in a folder and save it for later. Not something that you can dispose of right away. But the good thing is that, this is like a document that will give you some kind of relief, like, oh, finally I got this approved, finally I got this spelled out, finally I got this communication, finally I got this receipt or the offer letter or something like that, so there is more clarity, like the wait is over. And this can also be some kind of a license. Maybe you applied for something, like a driver's license, or it could be a flying license. Whatever this is some kind of a document which will open doors further for you. This can also be, that you are actually joining companies that will give you opportunities to write, maybe you are getting a job as a translator. Maybe you're getting a job as an administrator. Maybe you're getting a job as a nurse that does a lot of documentation. Or maybe you are supposed to write some kind of document, some kind of inspection you did, or some kind of auditor jobs. This can also be like, getting the job of government agents where there is a lot of typing. You could be the typist, you could be an underwriter if you're in the finance, or handling some kind of paperwork for offices like invoices, bills, checks, records, taxes, buy and sale of properties and things like that. So
you could be into professions, you could be joining such professions, you could be training for professions where you have to send letters or document something, something like that, organization, a lot of paperwork. You might be even handling or reading some papers of the past, some letters maybe you missed, and now you're sorting out your paperwork, organizing it, or discarding paper which is old. So some of you could be neck deep into that as well, like decluttering your drawers, looking at all the letters, all the paperworks, and things like that. Now, some of you could be joining courses about how to write well, how to document well, how to communicate well. There's a lot of courses which are available, especially if you want to, just for your own upscaling, it could be, or you could be into blogging, or you could be into writing books, writing documents, something creative. Or even you could be part of writer script of movies, shows, or even writing music notes and things like that. So anything to do with paper writing, communication is something which is going to be at the forefront for you. Now, I'm also picking up, see, the Seven of Spades energy is about, joint conditions. Seven of Spades associates with the problems of the hands, the fingers, arthritis, joints, sometimes even skin conditions. So, if you have been writing too much, either using pen and paper, or you've been typing too much, or you've been using too much of your fingers or hands or something like that, you could be running into some kind of joint issues as well due to this. So if that's your story, then make sure that you're also getting your medical tests and following up on that if that's your condition. But Seven of Spades oftentimes relates to problems of the fingers and things, and of the joints.
That's found. Now, this can also be a very literary environment for you. If it's not actually a physical letter, it could be a physical environment where you belong, which is very literary. People who are able to express themselves, to write well. Maybe, I don't know, you're in some poetic place, or maybe you're in some, I don't know, literary place, library, literature. Maybe you're into literature, but this is somebody or an environment that is very eloquent. The people are able to communicate well. People are able to articulate their thoughts well. They're very well spoken. So, or this could even be you that's prepping up to present something to you, the people, maybe in your company, maybe you're doing a presentation. You have to speak a lot, and you have to have all that, you're collecting all that information, putting it on paper, and you're going to be on stage delivering a speech, and you're preparing for that, like using the right words, using the right pointers, good information, being able to use correct verbiage and things like that. So, this is, anything to do with writing, documentation, communication, clarity, official paperwork, maybe even your goals you're writing, who knows. But good thing is that this provides clarity. It provides written records. It provides something that you can lean back on, something that you can refer to for important details. These kind of documents, they go a long way. They solidify things. They exchange information. Books, we keep that or for a lifetime. Maybe you're writing books, maybe you're organizing and sorting books. Maybe you work in the library or something to do with the library. So this is a lot of information, official, that is exchanged, that's solidified. Now, on a side note, I feel this can also be a letter from, an email even, if it's not a physical letter, even though it shows like a physical letter, this lady is reading. This lady has a kind of a cap on her head with, and a robe, which shows like she's from that, the literary society. Sorry about the noise. Yeah, so I was saying like this person looks like she's from a literary society or she's reading something. In the olden days, there were scrolls. So, kind of invitation, kind of wedding scrolls. This can also be regular letters, It could be emails in this modern day and age. Doesn't have to be a letter on a physical paper, but it could be emails that are significant, that are responses, feedbacks, important information. This can also be, I would go as far as saying that this could be a text message as well, Jay. Emails, yes, it's very formal, but it could be a casual letter, could be a casual message as well. Somebody needs to, maybe somebody's pouring their heart out, somebody is giving some information here and there, there's chatting going on all. But I feel that this exchange of information is something that will give you clarity. It's kind of a more, it's a casual chat message because we're chatting day and night with people. It's not that kind of a message. It's that kind of a message that will shift something, that will give you more clarity, that will change some perception of yours, something that you will get, it's more deeper, it's a deeper message. It's not casual, hi, how are you, just wanting to chat, how are you? It's not the kind of message. It's a little deeper text message, if at all, Now, this could be you delivering it to somebody as well. It could be vice versa. Or if it's not your energy, somebody in your household, somebody in your neighborhood, or somebody in your family, extended family, might be sending to you. You might be tuning it with them, or you might hear somebody come up and show you some documents, or just speak about that they received this document, or some kind of admission to college or something like that. But I mean, Aquarius, you're the 11th house, you're the air sign, very intellectual, a little bit detached, little bit, I like when you sometimes deliver a message, it kind of feels a little quote, even though you don't mean it that ways. So try to not get a little bit over the cool with your delivery of messages, should you have to deliver a hard truth or things like that, because, there are humans that are receiving that message and we don't want to hurt people unnecessarily. Sometimes it becomes our responsibility to convey messages with as much empathy as possible, because I'm seeing that there's a 7 of Spades, which is kind of a sword's harsh energy. So just on the pretext of being honest and speaking your truth, be mindful that it doesn't come across. The next card you have, Aquarius, is the card of duplicity. Further, it says the double-faced reality you're living, the part of yourself you're hiding, the contradiction between inner and outer worlds, the mask you wear versus the truth beneath, and the moment when living a lie becomes unsustainable. Further, it says this is not judgment. It is an invitation to integration, call to authenticity, and the wholeness available only when you stop splitting yourself into acceptable and unacceptable parts. So, Aquarius, basically, it's about living two lives. I will be honest, it's hard to sugarcoat these kind of messages. And there is no need to, because we're, all about being honest here. It's all about growth, progress. It's all about having a good look at ourselves. This is just, I would feel a part of self-care, because, if there is something which is missing inside of us, which is not, aligned with our values, or something which is off, you feel, there's always course correction, and out here, we're all about being honest with ourselves. There is no point in sugarcoating any energy when it can benefit us in general. Now, this does not have to be your energy. It could be the energy of people around you. You could be hearing of events that are duplicities, and in those cases, if there is something that you can do to help anybody else come out of this duplicity, where they're living two lives, where, they're having one face for the world and one face for themselves, different versions with different people. That kind of mask kind of gets overbearing, gets uncomfortable, whether it's you who's facing people that are duplicitous or whether it's you doing it to yourself. This is an exhausting process. Pretension is never going to be okay. Pretension will never be the truth. You're only giving away your power, because you are not being fully present as who you are. You're not authentic in your presence. You are kind of divided, like I'm here in a certain way, I'm here in a certain way. It's, these energies, when they come up, it's not to shame anybody. It's not to shame really nobody. It's just, an encouragement that if there is something that you can, look up to, face up to, see yourself like, why are you doing this? If there is something that you can change about yourself that will make you feel more real, more connected with your own self, then these messages are a blessing in disguise, is something that I completely agree to. And it's like having that honest self-talk, having that, showing your real self to the world. It's not about putting on makeup. Makeup is still okay here and there. Not too much, though. I mean, again, because putting on too much makeup every single day is exhausting. Having those skincare routines day and night is exhausting. I'm not against skincare, but again, the amount of time sometimes, we get to spend on our skincare is not worth it. Yeah, I totally feel it's not worth it. And even if it's worth it, it's not sustainable. I feel that, face, if there is something that we kind of do to fit into a certain environment, then that's what this duplicity is. We don't have to put on that mask. It's exhausting to put, to keep pretending to keep up with appearances. So accept yourself as who you are, with every aspect of yourself, and don't live in this. Don't live these two lives. I feel that whoever you are, accept yourself with all grace. And if there is something that you do not accept about yourself, there's always ways to fix it. There's always the ways to, tweak it, or to kind of get some help, get some opinion. There's so many resources today, online, offline, family, friends, whoever is your trusted place to go. Wherever is your comfort zone where you can be yourself, go there and, speak to them. First, I would say initiation into fixing anything is recognition. So if you recognize something's off, and this is not your weakness, don't take it as a weakness. This is something that, we all have those parts in ourselves where we can make some changes. We can kind of I would say make some changes, adapt, grow, upskill, change, whatever, and feel complete and whole in our own selves. Now, again, sometimes Aquarian, the collective Aquarius energy is very intellectual, and sometimes that's a mask you're wearing, the intellectual mask. Like being so rational about things, being so controlled, like being so put together on the outside that you're feeling disconnected or not able to connect with your own emotions. You don't have to automate yourself, because you on the inside could be suffocating with this kind of automation. So sometimes, we have to look at things rationally, objectively, but not to the extent that people feel that we're cold or we're emotionally unavailable. Sometimes the collective Aquarius energy can, misinterpret the concept of detachment for being like real, for being authentic. That's not true all the time. You don't have to hide your emotions. You don't have to hide your heart to the extent that you forget that emotions is a thing. So I do feel that, not just Aquarians, I feel that, everyone should be vulnerable to a certain extent. Not at the point that you give away your power, but, vulnerable to the point where people are able to see the real you, not just a professional version of you. Because whatever mask anybody wears will suffocate them. It's not real. So whatever it is that you're hiding, that you're not admitting, that you're not ready to see and accept, I feel that it's time that you take a closer look at it. You don't have to get all balled up or all crazy or riled up about it. It's just that take a look at it at least, and recognize it, and then you can work your way through it. Like, one baby step at a time. It doesn't have to happen in a day. Transformations take time, a few months, a few years, but as long as we're at it, everything we can conquer, right? Now, I feel that if you use some affirmations, or if you use some meditation, or if you use some mantras, if you use, I've heard even Tai Chi these days, or not these days, it's just me who has recently learned about it. Not recently, I would say in the last, 2 or 3 years, is something that I have been practicing Tai Chi myself. And that surely will change, something inside of us clicks, something, any negative parts, any low energy, it's not a weakness for in ourselves. Don't consider it as a weakness or as an enemy. It's just something that if you're being called to it, it means that it's time that you're able to give your attention to it. So that you are fully integrated as a whole. That you don't have to hide. You don't have to pretend. There is liberation. even around you, if this is not your energy, you might be seeing a lot of whistleblowers or, even we had in the past, we had Me Too movements where people were, coming up and speaking about they don't want to wear masks, they just want to be honest, and I feel that even social media sometimes, everything looks perfect for people, and it's been commonly spoken of, but I feel that there are people today that are showing their authentic self. It's like even mental health issues. It's coming to the surface. People are talking about it. People don't want to hide behind those looking good and feeling well masks. So I hope that's not the case for you, Chris. But if there is, then there is always help which is available to you at home and outside as well, online and offline as well. So this would be a good way to, kind of developing that muscle of, showing our genuine self and having that muscle to accept every part of ourselves. There is, there is a movie, and I already mentioned that about, I think I mentioned about this movie in, I don't know which reading, but it's called Split. And it didn't come too long ago, if I saw it about like a few months back, but the movie is amazing. Kevin Crumb is the man to watch in that movie. He has multiple personalities. It's not a medical disorder. I understand the medical multiple personalities, but that's not what he has. He, it's about, again, like different kind of soul fragmentation, I would say, the shadow fragmentation energy in that movie, where in the end, he tries to integrate his personality, because his shadow self is very dangerous. It's very powerful. So, how he does that is really an amazing watch. For those of you interested in getting a movie around this energy, watch Split. It's a beautiful movie. Kevin Crumb is the person to watch. And for those of you interested in some kind of a song for inspiration, you can always listen to Mask Off is the song, and the name of the band is Future, F-U-T-U-R-E, Future. Their song Mask Off is beautiful, and it's all about removing the mask. That song, listen to the words. It will truly inspire you. It'll touch you. It's about showing your real self, being authentic, and rejecting any kind of fake. The next card you have, Aquarius, is the Knight of Swords. And this is, again, a fast-moving energy. Swarm suit is the air suit, and you are the air element. And here we have the Knight, which is the intellectual warrior. Further, it says the truth seeker on a mission, the communicator cutting through confusion, the defender of ideas, and the force of clarity moving swiftly through chaos. This is not aggression. It is purposeful mental power, strategic thinking, noble defense of truth, and the transformation available when intellect serves justice. So I feel that here there is some kind of a battle. I feel that you are in, not a battle of fists, but I feel it's a battle of ideas. It's a battle of truth. And you have the clarity, or you're getting the clarity, but you are this warrior. I feel you are this warrior on this battlefield here, Aquarius, and you're wielding swords, which is your mental power. I feel at this point in time, you're looking for facts, you're looking for truth, you're looking for honest communication, you're looking for the truth and things like that. And this is a fast-moving energy. You're thinking actively, you're thinking sharp, and you do not want to sit in kind of confusion. It's like you want to cut through this confusion or cut through misinformation with this blade, which is your mind power. You don't want this funkiness, you don't want the mental fog, and you are not hesitating to get the truth, to look for truth, to ask for truth, even to speak your truth. So this Knight goes after data, knowledge, facts, truth telling. It's the hunter spirit, it's the warrior spirit, and unapologetic. And you don't have to apologize, right? Because you're doing it for your own clarity, you're doing it for your own sanity, you're fighting for truth, you are fighting for justice, you are fighting for your ideas, something that can possibly impact the company, your house, or the world even. Maybe you were working on some brilliant ideas and you're fighting for it. So that's I would say something about swords is that the clarity, the facts, the truth, and the truth seekers, they are the real heroes because they don't like to live in La La Land. They don't like that kind of a mind fog. They charge forward with precision, with clarity. And that's the true power, I feel. Not just for Aquarius, I feel for everybody, when we're all thinking sharply, when we are seeking the truth, when we're speaking truth, when we're defending truth, when we can identify confusion, when we want to get away from confusion, when we want to get the clarity, and then make decisions. That's truth, that's purpose, that's superpower. So I feel you're in the spirit. The only downside again with this energy, Aquarius, is, sometimes, yes, you are, looking for facts, looking for truth, but then sometimes the core energy comes into play and we forget to be compassionate. Because this is a fast moving energy. You don't have time to think what you said, how you said it, and the tone that, and the impact that or the impact of your tone or words had on the other person. This energy doesn't notice all of that. So your words, your tone, and the way you deliver things or the way you look out for things, and all of that can be a little bit harsh. It can also kind of skew things, but you don't have time to look, so you don't even know that you've done something like this. So while you're looking for truth, don't confuse others as to why are you saying and doing things in a certain kind of way. Because don't use this rain power or your intellect as a weapon. Use it as a tool. And I feel that, the sharpest of the blades, the sharpest of the swords, they need to be wielded most consciously. It's not about, some of you could be actually lawyers. Some of you could be in the law field for some companies or company lawyers, or actually working for the courthouses and things like that. But the thing about, or you could be investigators, and you could be something in the law enforcement investigation, or you're just maybe just investigating things that have gone wrong in your systems and your processes, doing some gap analysis and things like that. Or even it could range from any kind of investigative role. But here, you're doing it with a lot of precision. You're doing it with a lot of intellect. But now, just because we have the clarity, we have the sharpness, it doesn't mean that we destroy other people and their reputation. So that's something that we need to be mindful of, especially if, we're dealing with difficult cases, difficult people. Because, yeah, we win because we have our arguments, we have our facts in place, we know the truth. We have a case, but, being rude and unjust to people is not something that the Knight of Swords energy would encourage by any means. So be mindful of that. Now, this doesn't have to be your energy. It could be somebody around you that's actually very sharp intellectually, has intellectual topics to talk about. It could be that they're fighting for some, maybe they're activists fighting for some justice or rights of people who join organizations. Or you could hear news all around the people fighting for justice, and, a fast movement is going on. And because of people want to know the truth, there's changes, there's past changes. And, people are winning. Maybe there's some political agendas going on around you where there are parties that are, fighting for victories and, and things like that. And Basically, this is all about, fast forward movement, momentum. This could also be somebody who is studying, a student who has to learn a lot. Maybe you are joining a university or course for a company where you have to pick up a lot, you have to learn a lot, you have to process a lot, you have to document a lot, you have to figure things out a lot. So you could be like joining new companies or joining institutions or colleges or schools, whatever, and trying to figure things out as fast as possible. You want to settle down, you want to perform, you want to be productive. And you could be this warrior that's trying to get everything in order as well. Now, this can also be scientists, people that are actually finding evidence of, cures or medicines, or some, even a journalist, it could be a journalist that's in some kind of a danger zone that's reporting the truth, or you could be some kind of an activist, like I already mentioned to you. This could be at a local level. This could be at international level. You could be hearing some issues come up being investigated, or some kind of people defending their positions. Or you could be studying this as well. You could be into mass media communication, writing, intellectual writing, producing, some kind of content by using a lot of your using a lot of facts and figures and things like that. So this could be you doing all those kind of sharp, intellectually sharp jobs or assignments as well. Now, again, movie time. For those of you that are interested in catching a beautiful movie that's related to this, I would recommend to you A Few Good Men. Jeff Nicholson is there in that, and he is a military lawyer that wants the truth. He's on a truth extracting, truth seeking mission, and it's a beautiful movie. It's made beautifully well. Tom Cruise is there, Jeff Nicholson is there. It's a great watch in regards to the Knight of Swords. I'm sure you're gonna pick up a thing or two from that. And of course, we have the Warrior song by Katy Perry. You're gonna love that song. I love that song. It's again, it's about using your mind, courage, intellectual courage, standing up for the truth. It's total warrior spirit. The words, pay attention to the lyrics. It's and it's an energy of rising up, battling through confusion and falsity, and standing up for truth. So Warrior Song by Katy Perry is, your go-to song for this energy. So I do feel with this Knight of Swords energy, Aquarius, you will be more like in your power, feeling more confident, because now you know the truth, you know the facts. You're speaking with a lot of authority. It's a lot of conviction. And there is a lot of direct talk. It's not beating around the bush. Less of hedging, more of direct talks. You're very focused. You're very sharp at this point in time, and people can see it. When you speak, people will listen. So I feel that, you're going to be in a position of power, and people are going to be drawn to your data collection and the facts and how much you can retain and how much you can tell the truth. So, I feel that people will recognize your abilities, your skills, and I feel that your reputation is going to grow with this energy. Further down here it says, the mightiest warrior is the one who fights with both sharp mind and a compassionate heart. Win with integrity, defend with kindness, cut through confusion with respect. And the last card for today, Aquarius, you have is the card of magic, and it's number 8. Further it says power, beginnings, transformation. About that it says, I'm not underestimating my own magic anymore. So basically, it says here, this is the awakening of your inner power, the initiation of new cycles, the alchemical transformation available to you, the magic that flows through your being, and the extraordinary potential waiting to be activated. This is not fantasy. It is the real power of conscious creation, the tangible magic of aligned intention, the transformation available when you claim your authority, and the beginning of a brand new chapter. So yes, Aquarius, you will have the power, real power. Don't doubt your powers. You have the ability to transform situations, to create that magic for yourself. and you know you have this power. It's your superpower. You don't need for other people to acknowledge it or for any kind of external validation to help you feel that you're powerful at this point in time. This magic is right inside of you. The power is already in you. So I feel that this is a very positive time of new beginnings, new chapters, initiations, transformation. This is your aha moments. The time when you are growing, you're going to create magic for yourself in your life, at your work. It's like you are actually utilizing your full potential, I would say. The magic that you have created or are capable of creating, you're now seeing it. You're now seeing your power. You're now seeing your capabilities. You're now seeing how talented and gifted you are. So those kind of revelations are now coming to you, I feel, Aquarius. And I feel that you have taken the steps, or you are taking those steps to create that magic, to create the transformation. So you're not just thinking, keep thinking, what air energy, what is expected, to do that. Everything is just in ideas. It's just in the clouds. But you're actually putting in the work that's needed to bring about this change. So you're not just talking, you're walking the talk as well. You're manifesting things through your intellect. You're putting in the work, you're putting in the energy to transform situations, to create magic in your life. You're using your power to create that magic in your life. Now, I feel that not only you might be also hearing some people talk about a transformation or movements, activism, things and companies that are creating solutions, young entrepreneurs that are creating solutions. You might be also seeing a lot of things change around you, maybe in your neighborhood, maybe in your city or local to the community where you live. You might be also seeing some youths that are stepping into powerful positions, or you might hear about a lot of ventures getting started, a lot of startups that have brilliant ideas, that can transform the way we do things, that can change society, maybe even spirituality. Maybe you yourself are creating magic through or manifestation through the spirituality. Maybe you are incorporating meditation and spiritual practices into your daily life, and that's helping you create the magic in your life. So this is great energy, this is growth, this is expansion, and this is conscious effort. This is mindful, you're actually having positive intentions, and your intentions are directing you to meaningful and mindful energy and work that you're putting into manifesting things for yourself. Something like the Avatar, the last airbender, if you see that, how the young master discovers the Avatar powers. So something like that, you have been awakened to your power. You are arising. You are determined. And you recognize your own, talents and skills. I'm claiming it. If you listen to the song by Shia, the song is the greatest. That's something that I associate with, claiming your identity, claiming your greatness, claiming the potential that you have. And I feel that this song by Sia, the greatest, that's the name of the song by Sia. It's completely, about creating magic and transformation. Now, some of you might also be hearing about some kind of new innovations or revolutions. We've been hearing about this tiny home revolutions where people are choosing to live mindfully in smaller homes and feel financially free. They even are able to transform some kind of containers or buses or old school or old vehicles into some kind of a home for themselves. And that's the whole concept I'm out here, transformations and reimagining species and putting to use the old things like old buses, old cars, reusing them, transforming them is the kind of energy of this card. Upcycling, and it says even in the sports world or even in the movies, and you'll see a lot of celebrities that are launching some movements. More, you'll see the young people that are, coming up. Maybe they're rising to, higher positions. They're bringing about transformation in the culture of the team and the culture of organizations, and transforming the way things are done. So a lot of renovation, a lot of transformation. You'll hear about a lot of these kind of projects being started or being completed, or even some people that are transforming their own personalities. Maybe they're joining sports, they're joining gym, or now they're prioritizing their health. They're into wellness practices or healing practices, and they're transforming their body. You'll probably see that or hear that from around you. So that's the energy. That's the energy of this card. Further on here, it says, your power is extraordinary. Your potential is boundless. Your transformation is inevitable, and your magic is already manifesting to you. Step into it. The world needs what you are becoming. So, Aquarius, those were your messages, and hope you enjoyed them. So, thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.